What a great way to start with a bit of gas. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Hello, everyone. Tonight, uh, be talking about addiction. But as usual, it's me, so not probably in the usual way that you would expect someone to talk about addiction. What are you addicted to? And your first response might be, well, I'm not addicted to anything. Um, because when we generally think about addiction, we generally think about the bad stuff. Okay, so it's drugs, it's alcohol, um, those kinds of things. Um, that's generally how we think of as drugs. So let me just pull up. Sorry, addictions is with drugs or those kinds of things. So I just before this, I thought I'd you know what I'll just quickly Google um, addiction. What's a dictionary definition? Is the fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance or activity. Okay, so this broadens out to an activity. Okay, so substances, yes, might be drugs or alcohol, but an activity, uh, equally, you could be addicted to an activity. Okay, I like this, the mid 16th century definition, the state or condition of being dedicated or devoted to something. Okay, the NHS obviously sees it as something that you do that causes harm. Okay, and there's a Cambridge definition down here, Cambridge Dictionary. The need or strong desire to do or have something. Okay, um, so addiction for me in these terms, in the way I'm thinking about it, is much more broad than simply something that is bad for us. Okay, because we can have positive addictions and negative addictions, and either way, they're still addictions. Okay, it is something that we feel that we need to do to have or a way of behaving, um, a way of thinking, even. Okay. Um, and if you can't go for more than, let's say, a couple of days, uh, maybe a week without it, perhaps you're addicted to it. So let's say, oh, well, I can guarantee this, I'm addicted to coffee. Okay. I'm 100% addicted to coffee. Um, I'm pretty much I'm addicted to TV. I'm addicted to self-help, and watching videos on how to kind of self-improve and all those kinds of things. Uh, I wouldn't say I'm addicted to exercise as such, because I don't go out and exercise an incredible amount, but I do walk. I wouldn't say I'm addicted to walking, but um, movement is for me anyway. It's necessary. So I'm not going to go as far as saying walking is an addiction because I have to kind of move about in the world. But someone who, let's say, they feel like they need to exercise 3 or 4 times a week and they kind of need to exercise 3 or 4 times a week, you could almost say that's an addiction. And if they don't exercise those 3 or 4 times a week, they feel bad for not doing it. And again, I'm not saying that you shouldn't exercise. Um, I'm just saying, could you consider it also as an addiction? And there are other things as well. And this is what we talk about relatively extensively. Our words and our thoughts and our emotions can also be addictions. Hey, we're addicted to feeling certain ways. We're addicted to talking about certain topics. So certain topics are going to get under our skin. So whether that's whatever it is, I mean, it could be anything. It could be war. It could be politics. It could be history. It could be whatever it is. Okay, someone, that let's say it's at work. Someone at work is talking about a particular topic, and you have strong feelings about that topic, and you hear them say something, perhaps you disagree with it, and you then have the kind of the addiction. I have to go and talk about this. Okay, whether it's directly to that person or whether it's indirectly to another person, someone who's perhaps you're friends with. You might then complain or describe your point of view or whatever it is. Okay, and we're actually addicted to that. That's why the news has such good ratings. People are addicted to the news because they're addicted to looking at things that either they agree with or that they disagree with, which then kind of brings up emotions. Okay, so it's like, oh, that's I disagree with that. That's making me angry and frustrated. How can this reporter say or write these things? Or I do agree with that. That reporter's so smart and funny and amazing, and I'm just like them because I have these same thoughts. Okay, so we get we feel justified in our addictions, particularly in these ways, because well, we justify them to ourselves, okay? Because it helps us move about in the world. It helps us to have a social group, a group of people who we have a connection with, that we go, oh yeah, um, I disagree with this. Oh yeah, you would disagree with that too. Fantastic. Now we're friends, and we like to have that social connection with people. Um, it's it's almost innate, okay? It's but unnecessary at the same time. The thing I actually want to work on tonight is the addiction of you being you. Okay? And I've said this in different ways in the past. Okay, I think this is a different way at least. Um, to be someone else, we must forget who we were. Okay, I think we're all here because to some degree, we all desire change. When you first came here, that was predominantly physical. Okay, knee pain, we want the knee pain to go away. Back pain, we want the back pain to go away. Struggling with running, we want the running pain to go away. Struggling with the shoulder pain, we want the shoulder pain to go away. Okay, so some level of change. Okay, and that was kind of the initial. That's why we're here. And obviously, over five years, if I was still talking about the same thing, well, bloody hell, I haven't changed. And there's been a significant level of change and moving away from that. Not completely, but um, to some degree at least. That was bothering me. Um, where was I? Yes, we want to break the addiction of being ourselves, which is not our true self. Okay, so anytime that we are angry, sad, feel guilty, think negative things about ourselves, think negative things about other people, we're not being our true self. Okay, so we've become addicted to our ego, and it's our ego that is trying to run the show. Okay, it's the false beliefs of the world of who we are that have created who we are. Okay, so we've created a false belief, then that's led us to behave in a certain way, um, and to look at certain things and to hear certain things, and they have then reinforced the initial belief, and then we have become who we are. Okay, the ego self, and now we've become addicted to that. So the addiction is it's going to take a long time to heal. Um, Gosh, my throat is going sore here. Maybe I'm on the wrong track. Anyway, so quite famously, Alcoholics Anonymous and probably other institutions that are similar to like that, similar to that. uh, We've seen it all on TV. Whether this is completely true or not, I don't know. But certainly on TV, you go to an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, and the first thing they get people to do is to stand up and say, "My name's Pete, and I'm an addict. Okay, I'm an alcoholic, or whatever it is." Okay, so let's just admit I'm addicted to whatever it is. Okay, and yeah, the main thing for me, excuse me, is the emotions that we're addicted to. Um, Not necessarily the behaviors, because it's the emotion that leads us to a behavior. So if we get angry, there might be, maybe we go to the fridge, and get out, I don't know, a yogurt or some kind of snack, or it could be a good snack, it could be a bad snack. It doesn't make any difference. We go to the fridge and get a snack, okay, or we go and have a little cry, or whatever it is. Okay, we go and do some kind of behavior. Okay, I'm not going to say whether it's positive or negative. Okay, we go and do some kind of behavior because of an emotion. And we're, if that emotion is showing up regularly in our life, whether it's daily or every other day, okay, that's an addiction. So my microphone is in the way of my notes. Let's put it over here. Now the wire is in the way of my notes. So I've written down like just a little brief list, but you please feel free to write your own. I'd like you to take a pause on this video in a moment and think about your own addictions in the way that I have described them today. Okay, here's my little list. Okay, it's not necessarily specifically about me. It's just a few words. Okay, I'm addicted to feeling anger. I'm addicted to feeling sadness. I'm addicted to feeling guilt or poverty, or I'm addicted to bad relationships. I'm addicted to miscommunication. I'm addicted to hard work and struggle. I'm addicted to failure. I'm addicted to trying. And again, it could be just words that you say. It could be feelings that you feel. It could be actions that you take. It could be literally anything that happens regularly in your life, and particularly the things that you would prefer not to have happen. Okay, again, this is something gone over many times. Okay, the world is showing us a mirror. Okay, it's showing us a part of our personality that we are not accepting. Okay, and this is radical responsibility, radical truth. I've heard it described as kind of both of those things. Um, is that if I see it in the world, even if I don't think that I'm like that, I must be, because the world is showing me that thing. Okay, so if Maisie gets angry, I must be angry. If Joe gets tired, I must be tired. Some aspect of me is looking at the world and going, "Oh, okay, I see tiredness. So if I'm seeing tiredness, that is some kind of truth for my ego." Okay, and by showing me that, okay, by the world, by the universe showing me that behavior, that expression, those words, those actions, that thing, it's showing me that that's part of me. And if I don't want to see those things anymore, first step is to accept that I am that. I'm addicted to that. But if it's showing up regularly, I'm addicted to that. It's showing up all the time. And it's showing up every day, showing up, I don't know, every other day, every week. It's showing up all the time. So if you see someone scared, okay, even if you don't necessarily feel scared, particularly in that moment, um, you might go, oh, hang on a minute. The universe is, or the world is showing me fear right now. Okay, so there's some aspect of me that feels fear, that recognizes that fear could be real. And I'm going to extend beyond my notes a little bit here. Um, in that there are, so this might get a little bit disjointed. Uh, there's essentially only one thing in the universe. Okay, so love. Okay, the only real thing in the universe is love. Okay, the peace, the happiness, and if we're looking at the level map of consciousness, it's love and higher. Okay, those are the real things in the universe. And anytime we see anything other than that is essentially a belief in fear. Okay, so belief in fear, and all other emotions come from that belief in fear. So if we think of it as a line, okay, I'd usually prefer these things as circles, but if we think of it as a line, okay, we've got love and all the great stuff at one end, and then we've got fear and all the other stuff at the other end. Okay, and it's not a line, it's 2 points. Okay, because if you believe in love, there is nothing in between that and fear. Okay, so if you're thinking anything other than love, you're in fear of some description. So let's see if I can expand on that a little bit. So let's say we are getting angry. Let's say we're getting angry. Um, how is that linked to fear? Okay, so that's how is anger linked to fear? So anger it's a fear of loss of control. Okay, fear of loss of control. Okay. How is sadness linked to fear? It's a fear of loss. Okay. I've lost something. I'm going to lose something. I'm worried about losing something. Um, Sadness. Okay. So all of those kind of lower emotions are very strongly linked in with fear. So guilt again, I've lost something and I can't get it back. I don't know how I'm going to get that thing back. Okay, so that's again a fear of, so guilt is a fear of I've already lost something. Um, Apathy is I basically I don't know how to love. Okay, a fear of there is no love. Okay, I can't do anything. There's no love. It's complete kind of complete fear. Um, so all of those lower emotions are somehow linked in with fear. Okay, pride is I'm worried and I'm afraid of what other people think about me. So I either need to puff myself, I need to puff myself up and overdo myself so that people won't see the other sides of me, the other bits of fear. Okay, the anger and the sadness and all the other things that we try and hold away and keep away. So there's basically there's love and fear. It's not a line. It's two things. It's fear is the absence of love. Okay, love essentially is the absence of fear. Okay, and all the other emotions. So let's move back to addiction. That's the thing we want to work on. So we're going to go into some time with our eyes closed, and I'm going to drink some more chamomile tea, which apparently I'm addicted to. Under my definition of, although I could go a few days without having a chamomile tea and not actually be bothered by it at all. Um, so chamomile tea, I'm not addicted to. Um, Reading, I'd say it's pretty rare that I go more than a couple of days without reading. So as I said, one of my kind of things that I am addicted to is self-help, and by being addicted to self-help, that's saying I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I don't value myself enough. Um, and I need to work on myself to be better so that I can achieve more things and help more people and be a better person. But here's the other thing that I know is that I don't need to read anymore. Jesus, I've read thousands of, maybe not thousands of books on the topic, but certainly hundreds of books on the topic of self-help. I'm an expert in the topic of self-help and personal psychology. I really am an expert in it. Because I've literally read hundreds of books on the topic. Um, so we're going to take some time to let this sink in, okay, to become calm and relaxed. Okay. I'd love for you to be addicted to being calm and relaxed and peaceful. So just close your eyes if you haven't already. Breathe slowly and deeply. Become addicted to knowing yourself and knowing that yourself that comes through in your mind, the thoughts that you have, they're not the real you. Okay, you're addicted to that ego self, the one that puts you down, the one that says the world is wrong, the one that says that you're a victim, that you can't heal, that everything's a struggle, and things take time. Because the truth is an instant. There is no delay for truth. It's only when there's illusion, i.e., fear and anger and all those things, that the truth gets delayed. So we're going to move into the radical truth side of things. I willingly admit that I am addicted to, and start inserting some words in there. So sadness or anger, and don't just focus on the kind of the negative or the seemingly negative words. You can add in exercise and breathing. I'm addicted to being alive. I can't go a day without being alive. Maybe there's someone you're addicted to hating, someone you're addicted to telling off, addicted to pride and being right. I willingly admit I'm addicted to. So let's just pick one of those. One that you really, really find tricky. Okay, whether it's hate or anger or maybe it's something specific like pain even. Okay. I'm addicted to struggling. Every day in my life is a struggle. Addicted to failing. Every day I feel like a failure. Whatever it is, okay, make it something relatively big. Just bring awareness into the body and say whatever you've chosen again. I willingly admit I'm addicted to. Just find where it is. Where's the sensation? Where's the heaviness? Where's the tingle? What's your body telling you right now? And if you can easily reach, place your hands or just a hand on or over that area, just to assist in bringing awareness to that body part. And if, for example, it's in your foot or in your lower leg and it's really difficult to reach, you can imagine me or somebody else placing a hand on that area as well, just to increase a little bit of feedback from that part of your body. Now let's just say that this feeling is heavy and weighty, like a ball of lead. The The beauty of lead is that it's very malleable. You can bend it and shift it and shape it and stretch it. Okay, so that's what I want you to do, is to allow this sensation to spread out. Seems counterintuitive. Allow this feeling just to move and fill your body. Okay, I willingly admit that I am, or I have, what I'm addicted to. And allow the feeling to stretch and expand. It's like a balloon. The more you allow it to stretch and expand, the more likely it is that it will pop. And then you don't have a balloon anymore. Just allow yourself to feel it. And it may get worse. It may make you feel worse before you feel better. Just allow it to be. It's okay to shed a little tear or two, or maybe 5 or 10 or 100. Okay, illusions, when you show them the mirror of truth, have a habit of evaporating. And the truth here is that you're addicted to feelings, you're addicted to thoughts, just as much as you're addicted to an action or a reaction. And once we recognize that truth, once we see that in the mirror, the illusion can lose its grip on us. Take a deep breath in. Just be willing to let it go. And you can let go of the addiction to this. Let go of the addiction of being who you think you are. Because who you think you are, most of the time, is not the truth of who you are. It's an illusion. Okay, I willingly admit I'm addicted to this life, how it is now. Okay, the good, the bad, the physical condition, the mental condition, the circumstances of my life, if they haven't changed recently, if they haven't improved or adapted or even potentially got worse, there's an addiction to it, to staying the same. Okay, I'm addicted to being me. the the ego me, the illusory me, the me I want the world to see. Okay, and the me that I don't want the world to see. Because we all have those parts too. The bits that we keep at home, the bits that we hide in our rooms. Take another deep breath in. I am letting go of the illusion of me. Okay, and I open up my mind to the truth of who I am, the infinite self, the perfect self, the self that I was always supposed to be. Take a moment to just picture, what is the self that I was always supposed to be? Because that's not too late. No matter our age, no matter our circumstances, right now, they're all part of the illusion. The illusion of life that you've built. Unfortunately, we've imagined all of our life into existence, however good or bad that may seem, okay, which will hopefully come as a relief. Because if you've imagined it all into existence, you can imagine all of something else into existence by becoming and seeing yourself as your true self, and not the set of circumstances, not the set of beliefs that you have been building and holding on to, the addicted, the addictions. Okay. Breathe in. I let go of all of my addictions. Our addictions are thinking, self-criticism, anger, fear, sadness. Probably sick of me saying all these words now. Hey, we are addicted to our thoughts. We are addicted to being who we are. And the first step is recognizing, admitting, and then we can let it go. We can make new choices from here on out. And every time we behave in a different way, we move forward, we change our trajectory. We move closer towards our actual purpose and who we truly are. By not letting circumstances move us. Okay, being steadfast in our position of love and peace, rather than kind of getting our hands dirty and getting into the trenches and getting angry and upset and fighting and all the other things that we kind of are programmed to do. Okay? Life's going wrong, you got to fight and you got to dig and you got to work hard to turn things around. Okay, that's what we're told is the way to change our life. Eventually, we get tired and worn out and pissed off, and things don't even change, or they change for a bit, but then they go back. because we've run out of steam, we've run out of motivation or discipline or whatever it might have been. And eventually they draw back to where they were because we haven't necessarily changed our vision of ourselves. We haven't admitted to our faults. We haven't admitted to the things that we're addicted to. And no amount of new habits change that, although they can. Contradict myself. Think about a situation or a person who would commonly knock you off your path, or the situation that would knock you off a path of feeling kind of calm and relaxed. Okay. Imagine that situation and it's escalating. It hasn't gone into a full-blown either meltdown or anger or however it would normally play out. It hasn't quite got there yet. It's kind of building up. But just before it gets to that point where you explode, where you lose your rag, or where you kind of get upset, or you storm off, or however it is you would normally react, you stop and you take a deep breath and you remember that you're peaceful and calm. Okay, replay that again. So you bump into the person, or you're in the situation that would normally leave you with some kind of emotional response that you would prefer not to have. And you can see yourself walking into it. Maybe it happened today or yesterday. You can see it building and building and building. And just at that point where you're about to take your normal course of action, what your ego wants you to do, you take a breath and you're calm and you're peaceful. And maybe you take a different action. A one that is in alignment with love or peace or kindness. And we're going to do that a third time. Go into that same situation, same person, and just see things building and building. And just before you get to the point of reacting as you would ordinarily, create a new normal response to this person, to this circumstance and this event. New normal is peace and calm here. There is only peace and calm here with this person, with this thing, with this event, with this place. Take another deep breath. And you can let go of those emotions that were building up. Whatever they were, all of them. Okay, be grateful to that person, event, situation, circumstance for showing you that part of you that needs to be let go of. Thank you for showing me fear. Thank you for showing me anger. Thank you for showing me sadness or whatever it is. Appreciate that person, event, place, thing, because it's shown an aspect of you where you're not seeing love, and there are only two things to feel. It's love or fear, or some aspect of fear, which is anger and pride and sadness. And now that you can feel appreciation and some gratitude, even if it's just an ounce, a grain of sand in a desert, even if it's just that much, that's you changing. That's you changing course. That's you moving away from fear and towards peace. It's moving you onto your desired reality, your true path. Our normal, our everyday life, our every moment should be calm, peace, and loving. And if it's anything other than those, you know you are seeing things incorrectly. Somehow you are seeing a part of you that you perceive as incorrect. Okay? Even though it appears outside of you, it's another person, it's an object, it's a place. Okay? That thing is showing you an aspect of you that you have not accepted. So take a deep breath and be grateful for those things, people, events. As I said, even if it's a grain of sand in a desert of gratitude, you could have trillions of grains of sand of gratitude. But even if you can only muster one, that tiny fraction, that's a course correction. Okay, when you feel ready, you can open your eyes, come back to the world of illusion. Know that it's an illusion. Yeah, and enjoy the rest of your day. I'm just going to add one last thing here. Um, at the end of the day, it's something I've just done for the last couple of days. Okay, maybe a week or so. Is no matter what happens in your day, see it as a success. Okay, my day today has been successful, no matter what's happened. Okay? Even if you think, oh, that failed, that failed, that failed, that failed, that didn't go well, that didn't go well, that didn't go well. I was angry there, I was sad there, I was scared there, whatever. Okay? Everything about your day was a success. It was not necessarily supposed to happen that way. It kind of was because it's those things happened to show you where you're perceiving things incorrectly. Okay, so even the thing that went badly, that was a failure, that caused anger or sadness or stress in some way, shape, or form, was a success. It had to be there for you to see it, and then for you to accept it and go, ah, that keeps showing up in my life to direct me. So because it keeps showing up, I've now recognized it not as a failure, it's a success. Now I can be grateful for it. Now I don't need to be angered by it or saddened by it or upset by it in some way, shape, or form. That then helps you let it go. So every day, whatever happened, success. Success, I woke up. Success, something went really well. Amazing. Something went really badly. Still success. Okay, I got sad. I got injured. This started to hurt. Success, success, success. All of it. Success. Argument you had. Success. Okay, because by declaring it, I mean, essentially blessing your day as a success, you're going to be more open to success, like actual successful things happening. So, like when I like that's your health changing, the aches and pains going away, the new opportunities with work, the happier relationships with family and friends, whatever it might be. Okay, bless your day with success. Okay, you can do it at any point. You can do it in the morning, you can do it at lunchtime, you can do it in the evening, you can do it 1,000 times if you like. Okay, I've been doing it regularly in the evening and I've been doing it irregularly throughout the day. And if there's nothing planned about it, it's not like I've got an alarm saying, ah, yes, success. My day is a success. I'm not constantly reminding myself. If it pops into my mind, okay, I'm blessing my day with success. I bless this with success. Okay, bless other people with success. Okay, I hope that the person I don't particularly like is very successful in their life. I hope they lose the weight. I hope they have a happy relationship. I hope they have, uh, get a promotion. I hope they do wonderful things. Okay, the more you see success and kind of hope for the best for other people, even the people you don't particularly like, okay, that's gonna reflect well on you. Okay, that's gonna enable greater success to come into your life. Okay, and with greater success came whatever that is. Okay, that's gonna bring happiness. That's gonna bring health. It's gonna bring joy. Okay, it's you're just gonna start seeing happy things happening around you, and you're going to focus on that, and then that's going to bring more luck to you. So that's been another kind of small thing I've been thinking about amongst the million small things I've talked about and thought about um, over the last few years. So this was successful, no matter how. Yeah, here we go. Okay, we're always looking to the outside world, the external circumstances to show us that things have changed. So external circumstances, in this group, let's say we're talking about pain, okay, physical pain, quite frequently, relatively frequently. Okay, we might have done this process or many meditations like it that are supposed to work on pain and relief and all those kinds of things, and you've done it, and you've gone then looked at your body and gone, it hasn't changed, okay, and you've actually gone out looking for failure. So every time you do a meditation, every time you make a cup of tea, every time you go to the toilet, success. Okay, it's a success every day, success. Okay, every morning you wake up and you're still in pain, it's success. Okay, every morning or every night when you go to sleep and you ask for, prophetic dreams and answers to questions and they don't come, success. Okay, the amount of times I've gone to bed, I've been told this many times. You go to bed, you ask a question, you ask for an answer, you ask for a dream to come, and you wake up in the morning. You don't remember your dreams. You wake up and your ankles and your knees and your back and your knee and whatever else, it still hurts. Hey, I've gone, oh bloody hell, it's still the same as it was yesterday. Hey, now it's success. Okay, fantastic. Okay, because I had the thought, you know, even just having the thought is enough of us of a success to change. Okay, if I'm thinking I'm waking up in the morning, oh, I didn't get the dream, I didn't get the answer I was looking for, I didn't get the physical change that I've been working on this for however long, blah, 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 so annoyed. Okay, I just tried changing that attitude to, it was a success. Okay, I did get the answer. Somehow it's coming to me. Okay, that was a success. Okay, so I'm now thinking, success thoughts, happy days. Um, so that's a nice, easy little thing that you can do to change. our perception of the world. Okay, you change your perception of your day. Okay, whatever happened, it was successful. Whatever happened. Okay, cool. Right, that's we're done for there. Adios. I'll see you again, hopefully Wednesday next week. Cheerio.